sa'yo. Tinatay sa'yo. Wala kang screen time. Pero mamaya pagkabalik na lang, tsaka mo gawin. And this draft is brought to you by Smart. And here we go. Taas nyo na kantin yung mga kamay nyo.
Taas nyo na. Na-egol ako doon, guys.
Na-egol ka doon. Taas nyo ang inyong kamay. Kung sumusuporta kayo sa ONIC, taas nyo kayong kamay kapag sumusuporta kayo sa Execration. At bigay nyo lahat ng suporta nyo sa kanila. Kailangan nila to ngayon.
Kailangan talaga nila to. Heartfelt talaga kahit ano man ang maging resulta dito ng laro na to. Pero yes, going back to the draft dito mga kaibigan, yung Reynos and Selena will be the primary ban dito ng Execration. Meanwhile, for ONIC, still, yung Ling hindi makakalusot at pati ang Jawhead dito sa ating 5 naging laro for this series. And wow. So, ano ba ang mga like a pattern na pwede nating balik-balikan? On ONIC-PH, they've won their 2 matches with a Hayabusa pick.
I think a Hayabusa is somewhat of the dark, hindi ko pwede sabihin dark horse pero parang a bane to Execration's existence kasi hindi naman siya yung typical na pinipili
Yes.
Parang ginamit sa inyo for the first time and 2 beses na kayo natatalo. And kailangan nila mahanapan ng paraan yun if lalabas man yun ng game number 3. Pagwalikupan tinagal ng Execration and they could have picked it up kasi nga sila yung pinakaunang pinakaunang pick dito. Pero I think nag-realize sila sa Benedetta pick more.
Pwede. Pag hindi yun binan ng ONIC-PH, are they willing to do that? Kasi nangyari yun kanina and Execration won that game. Yung na-open nila yung Benedetta for Execration. And yeah, I like what you mentioned earlier na ipet ng ONIC-PH dito in terms of drafting ang Execration na napilitan si KLVJ na gumamit ng YSS. Nagamit nila yon at some extent into the mid-game. Sila yung dominating. Pero kasi yung pick ng ONIC-PH is talagang nagre-rely going into late game. That Hayabusa, together with that Claude, nakita natin kung paano na-utilize ng maigi ng ONIC yun on Game 4. But Execration, since na-ban dito ang Benedetta by ONIC, ang kanilang magiging priority would be the Lunox.
And this is a very risky first pick for the side of Execration. I know that Lunox is a strong hero. Pero kasi, ang dami mong iniiwang open pa sa side ng ONIC if you get the Lunox early on.
Ang dami nga. Ang dami ngang mga open dito for the side of ONIC pa. Well, Execration did actually negated some of the heroes na posibleng ma-burst down. And this Lunox is still undetermined kung saan ba talaga ang pwesto nito. This still can be used by Etomax on even by Kelra. But for ONIC-PH, they don't really care as long as makuha nila ulit yung Claude together with this show wherein kanina hindi naging maganda. And kung papansinin mo, 2 matches dito sa series na to, hindi naging maganda yung outcome. Etomax did use it earlier. Ginamit din to ni Iyakno at some point and yun din yung mga games na natalo sila. And for ONIC, if they would want to put it still on the gold lane, kailangan medyo may mabago. At least yung mid mo, medyo sabihin na natin pang-early or sumasabay. But for Execration, they're still gonna get the Kufra for Chaknu. We've seen this earlier, humuhuli ng Kagura. Will still be the same?
It's not a matter of getting yung mga meta heroes at this point, I think, Rob. Ang ginagawa nila ngayon, kunin mo yung komportable ka.
At ito.
Kunin mo yung gusto mong gamiting hero para if ever man tayo yung madehado dito, at least nagawa mo yung best mo dun sa hero na gusto mo.
Nagawa mo at nagamit mo yung pinaka-komportable ka. Yes, I like that, Butters. And looking at the draft ngayon dito na Execration, we can already determine kung paano magpapan out to. Chakno would be on the Kufra, Kelra will be on the Harit, and Etomax will be the one to use the Lunox. So wala pa rin silang jungler dito for the side of KLVJ. And Barats will be locked here by ONIC. So, Lancelot muli ang nakikita kong possible ban dito ng ONIC-PH.
They go for Pakito.
Pero yung Hayabusa, this can also be used by Execration. Nagamit to ni KLVJ during the regular season and naging maganda ang outcome ng laro na yon. And malay mo, dahil yung 2 panalo ng ONIC ay Hayabusa, baka maibalik ng Execration yung favor na yon against them.
Yeah, and ito lang, Rob, ang masasabi ko dito. For the side of Execration, they go for that Harith. It might go to Kellera. Or if ever man may twist of fate na gawin dito bigla yung side ng Execration, pwede nilang ibigay yan kay KelVJ and it could be a Harith jungler.
Wow.
Which, I think yung 70-30 yung probability niya na mapupunta siya kay Kellera kasi Kellera has been a monster on this Harith throughout the MPL Season 7. For Execration, Chakno on that Kufra. Yan yung pinakahuling anchor nila eh. Na literal, kapag ginamit ni Chakno yung Kufra, parang makikita mo na lang siya gumagawa na siya ng outstanding plays.
Oo.
At certain points of the game, and ONIC dito at
Hindi nila hahayaan.
curveball.
Oo.
Nagbato ng curveball. Kumbaga, kanina sila bato na straight ball. Kinurveball nila ngayon. Sila nagbanong Hayabusa. And they're just denying heroes for KelVJ.
Exactly. And it's a good read for ONIC-PH banning that Hayabusa. And I must say, talagang magiging auto-lock yun para dito kay KelVJ. But Lancelot is open for the taking dito ng Execration. Meanwhile, Kagura would still be locked by ONIC-PH. Most likely gonna go for Kyrie or even Iyak. I doubt it's gonna be Iyak, no? But going back, Execration, ano ang magiging jungler rather dito ni King, ni The King, KelVJ.
They go for the first two picks. That is going to be a glue and a Lancelot. At ito na nga sinasabi natin. Bakit nga ba pinalusot yung Lancelot? Ang ONIC, meron silang Cho. So hindi sa kanila magiging problema yan. In a sense, hindi magiging problema para sa kanila. Meron sila panghuli, okay lang yan. Pero kasi iba pa rin yung snowball factor kapag maganda talaga yung start ng ng isang lance eh.
Agree ako sa iyo dyan. And hindi lang yon, yung glue, which is yung MVP ng ONIC-PH nagamit ni Jay kanina. The question is, are they ready for this kind of lineup na ibabato sa kanila ng Execration? Kung papansinin mo ngayon dito sa 5 heroes ng Execration, they have the early advantage in terms of the Lancelot. This Harith would be their scaling hero. Kung sabayan, etong Lunox na to, talagang sasabay dito, even with the tanky members dito ng ONIC-PH. But still, ONIC, they have a lot of burst potential in terms of damage and scaling as well with the Chango, with that Kagura, and we've seen Hate use this Claude. Game number 4, or rather, ang daming games niya dito sa series na to na Claude siya at talagang nagde-deliver. Wow. Eto Butters, masasabi ko, itong Game 5 natin, ang hirap ma-determine kung sino ang posible or sinong mas nakakalamang in terms of the draft. They have their own winning conditions. Pero the ones na masasabi mo na probably an easier lineup to pull up, probably it's gonna go for Execration.
I would say na both of these teams, kahit ano mangyari sa kanila, they are both comfortable with the drafts na ginawa nila. Nakikita natin yung mga heroes na gusto nilang gamitin. Si KelVJ with the Lance, si Kellera nakuha niya yung Harith niya, si Hate with the Claude, si Kyrie nakuha niya naman dito yung kanyang Kagura. And this is going to be the final game of this lower bracket match. Kung sino matalo dito, tanggal sa playoffs.
Hey, oh wow. I can only say, Butters, na sobrang excited ako dito sa laban na to. Specifically on the early stages of the game. Like the first 5 minutes, I might say that the glue was on the side. So, ang pinaka-interesting match-up talaga dito was actually definitely gonna be the mid. Since itong si Renzo talagang clear the minion wave and just simply wait out kung mayroong pupunta sa kanila. Even on the top lane, that Harith and Chango.
We would like to give shoutouts to our main observer, Kenji.
Yes!
And siya yung nagdadala sa atin ng camera or camera works netong game.
Yes, shoutouts to Coach Kenji. And going back to the game. So, paano ba magpa-pan out to? So sabihin na natin, it goes, unang mag-level 4 dito, I might say that Execration, yung mas capable in going into early game, like probably getting the first turtle since nasa kanila yung Lancelot. And we've seen Hate being very patient talaga dito sa kanyang Claude na talagang hinihintay niya lang yung right time, or kung hindi man sila makakalamang, he would definitely just farm all the way up until the late game.
ONIC, unti-unti nila kinukuha yung mga level 4 ultimates nila. Iyak-no. Ang surprising para sa akin, he is at level 3. And nauna mag-level sa kanya si Kellera. And Kellera mukhang mas nagiging aggressive siya eh. Eto Max, mahuhuli nga dito si Hate. Unti-unti niyang sabihin natin hahakasin kahit papano etong si Hate para kahit papano ay mapaalis siya. And alam mo, iniisip ko nga ngayon si Hate kalaban niya Execration at nasa laglagan sila.
Oo nga parang ang hirap isipin or rather tanggapin, pero it has to happen at some point talaga, Butters. Pero right at this point, LBJ, Execration,
I don't think na ONIC pwede silang pumilit dito sa turtle kasi Lancelot yan
Yes, pero nagamit na rito ni LBJ yung Phantom Execution. Retribution would be ready in a while.
Uy, kamuntikan na naman!
Muntikan talaga yung flame shot na yon. Kailangan mag-ingat ng Execration with those kinds of flame shot na magagaling from Kyrie. Pero yung talon dito ni LBJ medyo nag-alangan. Pero ang ganda ng puncture out doon ng Lancelot. Pero naiwan si Chaknu with a Detonas welcome na magagaling dito from Dilar. Pero makakapag-disengage pa rin naman.
And kamuntikan na doon si Lance. And actually, ang ganda ng effort ni Kyrie. Kasi kung hindi niya ginawa yung play na yon, that could have been a free, sabihin natin, buff para kay Lance. Pero nahuli ni Eto Max, si Claude, si Hate, pero mapapani siya. Pero that is still a win for the side of Execration kasi na-delay nila si Hate.
Yes, for sure. And kakakuha lang din ng purple buff doon ni Hate. And we all know that a Claude would always want to have a purple buff on the early stages of the game, specifically kung jungler ka, kasi mauubusan ka ng mana to be able to spam your Art of Thievery dahil hindi ka naman
stacks?
Yes, hindi ka magbe-build naman dito kasi ng Demon Shoes wherein ginagamit yon for the side lanes. So right at this point, medyo nakakuha ng early lead dito ang Execration. They are the one who is dictating the tempo against ONIC-PH. Pero still, we are on the even ball game, Butters, dahil wala pa naman nakakabasag dito ng Torre. Lancelot, ito talaga yun kailangan nating pansinin ang mga galawan dito ni KLVJ dahil that would definitely make a lot of difference dito sa laro na to. Kailangan niyang maging on point, specifically with dodging skills, using his Thorn Rose and yung mga puncture niya. Nagawa niya yun kanina, nakataka siya. KLVJ, I can say, Butters, is in the zone sa Game 5.
Pwede natin sabihin yan. And right now, Raptor Machetes left and right. Binato dito. Si Renjo kay Eto Max. Pero Eto Max with enough amount of damage and I think they can take si Dilar down.
Wow, they got 2 kills across the map, Butters, from the top lane. Si Iyakno, tas sa may bottom lane si Dilar. Yung pillar ng ONIC-PH natumba at 4 minutes in. Ngayon, libre kay KLBJ na masecure na naman yung susunod na turtle. And still, this just like Game 4, Execration is with a commanding lead. Pero nagiging patient ang ONIC-PH dito and even Hate, hindi siya basta-bastang nagre-react sa mga ginagawang, sa aggression na ginagawa dito ng Execration.
It's all about patience. And kailangan gawin ng Execration to unti-unti. Kailangan din nila pala kasi si Kellera. Pero Jay, with the kick, si Eto Max yung mahanap niya. Renjo, nag-ultimate lang siya. Left, right lang yung ginagawa nila. And ito yung pinagkaiba ng Execration sa ONIC. Yung ONIC kanina, ginamit nila yung glue as a tank. Yung Execration, ginamit nila ngayon si Renjo bilang glue.
Exactly.
And si Iyakno ay mahuli ng Phantom Execution.
Pero kung iisipin mo kasi, Butters, yung sipa na yun ni Jay, it didn't make a sense kasi hindi nila maburst down talaga doon si Eto Max given that's my order of brilliance and the only one na pwedeng sumama sa kanya doon was the Kagura from Kyrie. And hindi pa enough yung damage nila doon at na-pick off na naman si Iyakno sa may top lane. And look at the glue doon ni Renzo. Talagang para na siyang Malayo-Renos din. Kinakat niya na yung minion wave dito ng ONIC-PH. And slowly, Execration are getting ahead on this game.
And ito yung plano talaga nila Mid-game centric sila. Sila yung maghahari ng mid-game. Kailangan nila antayin si Kellera para makuha niya yung items niya at siya magdadala ng ulam pagdating ng late game. Ay kung papasin mo, naka-mystery shop dito si Kellera, tapos may 2 kill pa siya. Talk about a better combination and a better start for the side of Execration. Napakaganda na ito ginagawa niya. Si Chakno sinipa niya, pero I think Jay has the Shunpo at makakatakas naman siya.
Na-force yung retribution doon ni KLVJ with Dilar in that barracks. But once again, another pick-off from the top lane and that's gonna be Kyrie at this point. At hindi na nagmamatter ngayon kung nagamit yung retribution na yon kanina at hindi napatay doon si Dilar dahil magre-respond na naman yung susunod na turtle. Kuha dito ni KLVJ yung kanyang purple buff. And Butter, 6 minutes in, halos lahat ng gusto mong mangyari sa team nyo, nangyayari ngayon sa Execration. Getting objective after objective and even kills.
But you cannot take them out of the equation. Ganito din yung nangyari ng game number 4. At ito na nga sinasabi natin, ito Max dito. Nahuli. He has the flicker. Mag-flicker at siya. Pero yung turtle, makukuha nila Kiel VJ. Wala tayong magagawa. Walang magagawa inside ng ONIC dyan. Kasi unang-una, yan talaga yung isang innate strike kapag kumuha ka ng isang Lancelot. Malakas kayo in terms of objectives, yun yan overturn, tinalay sila Kelra, pero hindi sila makokontrol at hindi sila mat-take down nung skill na yun.
Yes, but Butters, Kelra dito has been 3-0 doon sa may top lane plus nabasag pa nila yung Torre doon. This Harit, hindi pa nga natin nakikita talaga literally na sumasayaw to its own Zaman Force. And isa yun sa magiging problema rito ng ONIC-PH later on, specifically itong si Iyakno, dahil pwede na siyang pasukin sa may backlines. Yes, buo na yung kanyang Queens or yung Ice Queen wand, pero that is not enough to be able to hold down the aggression na meron ngayon ng Execration.
And this is it. I think this is going to be the opening. Nakakailangan nila si Renzo ang nahuli. Pero sa totoo lang, napaka-tanky ni Renzo dito na hindi na din enough para sa kanila or para sa ONIC na gumamit ng kahit anong resources para lang mapigilan siya or ma-takedown siya. Alam mo, ang pinaka-upside na lang dito for the side of Hate bilang Claude, kapag ginamitan niya ng Art of Teamwork si Glue, kapag naka-ultimate, 10 stacks agad.
10 stacks agad, pero you're just hoping for the best. Speaking of best, Blazing Duet dito ni Hate will be used to try to cancel the purple buff dito ni KLBJ. Rose will be there. Oh, Battle of the Junglers to, Butter. Sino ang mas mananaig? Dating team o itong bagong jungler ng Execration? Hate over KLBJ. And King KLBJ wins.
That was a questionable play coming out from Hate. Kasi sa totoo lang, he had no business going there. And at the same time, meron siyang buff. The orange buff dun sa may taas, if only gusto niya kunin yung buff na yon. That could have been a deny play para hindi that could have been a risky play para sabihin na lang natin na hindi makuha yung orange buff ng Lancelot at hindi niya ma-deal yung maximum damage potential niya without the orange buff.
Yes, that might be very questionable for the side of ONIC-PH. It could have been, parang may part ngayon for ONIC-PH na nagre-rely ka na lang din talaga dito sa Claude. And from that pick-off, mas lalong napunta yung kalamangan dito for Execration. And oh no, Jackno with a place. Sinipa na siya dito ni Jay. Blazing Duet, walang tatamaan bukod sa minion wave. And oh no, Butters, mukhang ito na ang tamang posisyon, ang tamang oras para basagin ng ibaba o even take down the Lord. Ito na ang Zaman Force, si Kelra.
At ito si Jay, medyo may drift siyang ginawa doon. Pero tignan mo si Kyrie, tinakbak lahat. Chakno, eto Max, Kelra, hindi nila ipipilit. Si Renzo nandun sa may backline. Pwede siyang mag-penetrate pero hindi niya nagagawin. Now, this is Execration's time to probably end kung ano man yung nangyayari dito. Pwede nila antayin yung 12-minute mark para kunin yung Luminous Lord, or pwede nila kunin yung Lord ngayon at antayin mamaya-maya ng konti yung Luminous Lord na pagkaangat nun para tapusin na yung laro. Pero I feel mas magkakaroon ng extra or extra value para sa kanila na antayin na lang yung Luminous Lord.
Yes.
Para hindi na umabot ng late game. Yun nga iniiwasan nila dito eh.
Or probably get a pick-off for ONIC-PH na force nila dito ang Order of Brilliance ni Eto Max. They didn't manage to get a pick-off dito for Execration. And as for Execration, Kelra is already having most of the items na kailangan niya rito is already building on the Thunder Belt. Dahil buo niya na yung Holy Crystal, Feather of Heaven, and as well the Calamity Reaper. Execration, sila ang may malaking tsansa na makuha tong Lord, pero they are very disciplined. Ayaw nilang isugal na baka ma-steal dito ng ONIC-PH, and like what you've mentioned, Butter, pero dito may sipang magaganap.
And that was a great play from Jay. Kailangan dito ng ONIC kumuha ng mga maliliit na play na to, yung small victories, na kahit sabihin mo si Chakno lang yon, this is room for a breather.
Yes.
Para makahinga yung ONIC, kasi kanina pa talaga sila pinupuwersa ng Execration na lumabas sa comfort zone nila.
Sa kung iisipin mo rito, Butters, ONIC-PH, hindi pa sila nakakabasa ni Isang Torre.
Dilar, what a play!
Dilar with a Detonas, welcome!
Ang ganda doon ang ginawa doon. And despite military na na hinahanap ng ONIC. And Jay with the kick. Kelra, nandun sa may pinakaharap. Zaman Force, nagkakabatuhan na. Renjo, KelVJ, and Kelra, they will back off.
Kailangan maging maingat dito ng Execration. Yes, lamang sila dito ng almost 7,000.
Si Jay? Jay! Oh! TikTok!
With the place, pero attentive doon si Kelra, or rather nakapag-recall, hindi umabot, pero still, ang tanong, iaabot ba ang Execration dahil sinusubukan ng kunin dito ng ONIC-PH, ang Lord na to, KelVJ, malapit na siya dito, pero yung payong ni Kyrie, almost half HP, yung ating Lancelot, pero na-reset yung Lord Butters.
And hindi na yan yung iniisip ng ONIC dito. I feel na binitawan din nila yung Lord kasi alam nila lalabas yung Luminous at nabubuhay na unti-unti yung Execration. And tignan mo yung Execration ngayon, sobrang dominating nila dun sa fact na kailangan nila agad makuha yung Lord na yun. They have been waiting for this and the Lord goes down. This is the perfect timing para sa side ng Execration na tapusin tong game na to.
Posible nilang magawa yun because this is a Luminous Lord, pero hindi natin pwede i-take account dito na meron pa rin namang isang Iyaknu, may isang Chang'o na pwedeng burahin or tunawin yung Lord na yan. Yes, looking at the items nila ngayon, Ice Queen 1, Glowing 1, and Holy Crystal, enough naman ang damage ng isang Chang'o na yan to be able to deal a lot of damage. Pero yung mga outside turrets dito ng ONIC, yan ang siguradong delikado.
And hindi sumasama yung Execration doon sa may Lord. Ang ginagawa ng Exec, tinatry nila i-take down lahat ng outer tower para mapaliit nila yung mundo ng ONIC. ONIC, hanging by a thread. Tingnan natin kung paano nila gagamitin yung kanilang na-farm na items at yung kanilang hero potential dito. Yes, maganda ang pang-clear wave ng side ng ONIC. Meron silang Meteor Shower, meron silang Blazing Duet. But it only takes one small misstep para ma-burst down ka ng EXE.
Renjo with the place. Binody block niya yung Meteor Shower doon ni Iyaknu. Kaya nakapag-dire-diretso yung pagbasag doon sa may taas. Kelra with the Zaman Force na pagbasag ng Torre sa gitna. Delikado na ngayon dito ang ONIC.
And Jay, pinilit niya kontrolin lahat ng members ng side ng Execration doon sa pagpasok at pag-tower lock. And here comes the fight. KelVJ! Oh my goodness, tinamaan siya kanina dito ng Blazing Duet. Pero nag-take down 1 by 1, 1v1 laban mga kaibigan, and that is going to be ONIC. They will be eliminated from the MPL playoffs.
Oh wow, look at that. Execration, look at the faces dito ng mga members ng EXE, #EXE shot.
And this winning moment is brought to you by Head and Shoulders. Lumalaban, kumakapit, Execration. Papasok